I just I can't get enough of this stuff. This is fantastic. It is Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and the whole gang, a bunch of Nazis. And I remember years ago, like 40, 50 years ago, when we were shooting men to the moon and we were doing all that kind of stuff. This is incredible. Let's go.
And we flew right through that.
Absolutely unbelievable. Love it. This just happened, but we're going to replay it anyway.
All right,
we're now T-minus 20 seconds until liftoff of Starship Flight 6.
We need your.
This will mark our second attempt to catch the Super Heavy booster at the launch tower, as well as
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The world leader in space exploration.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Look at this.
Booster Raptor, chamber pressure nominal.
Booster and ship, avionics, power, and telemetry nominal. All right, we're just a little over a minute
maximum dynamic pressure.
We're about 6 miles away, so all the sound's still hitting us here. Hearing good call outs at power, telemetry nominal. That's flying straight and true. We do see all 33 Raptor engines lit up on telemetry screens. At this point, we've passed through that point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, that max Q. Now, coming up in just a little over a minute from now is going to be hot staging. So we're going to see the 6 engines on the ship ignite while still attached to the booster. Just before that, we'll see all but 3 center engines on the booster shut down. In what we call MECO, it's most engines cut off instead of main engine. And so while we continue to watch it go up, a lot of our flight controllers looking at all the systems around the tower. Again, we have to send a manual command. Just about 30 seconds away from hot staging.
I can't get enough of this. Look at this. Look at this thing. Of course, it's kind of out of range at this point, but look at that. Oh my God. Unbelievable. We are living in history.
And we heard the tower is go for catch.
Booster engine cut off.
The return flag is set for true.
Ship engine startup. Stage separation.
All right, hot staging confirmed. 6 out of 6 lit on the ship. Booster boost back going. We heard that we are go for catch. Kate, Jesse, take it the views. Hopefully I got a booster coming home real soon.
Wow, from our view here, Dan, great views of planet Earth behind that Super Heavy booster. Right now it is performing the
Ship
boost back burn.
Nominal.
Good news there, telling us that the pressures inside the ship are good. That is the second stage or the upper portion of the vehicle. Follow along with the telemetry on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, booster is currently, Super Heavy is currently in its boost back burn. This boost back burn.
Avionics, power, and telemetry nominal.
This boost back burn lasts just a little bit over a minute. So we've got a little, approximately 30 seconds left.
We've had shutdown of that boost back burn. Up next will be hot stage jettison. The view from the camera on the left, or from the booster on the left-hand side of your screen, and then tracking cam there on the right-hand side of your screen. We'll see those grid fins.
Booster offshore divert.
And we can also see that the hot stage has been jettisoned.
Yes, visual confirmation of that there on your screen, which is great. Now the next
Starship is following a nominal trajectory.
The next step for booster is going into that landing burn. Again, it'll light up 13 of those engines and then pare down to 3 engines right before booster catch.
All right, now just real quick, we did hear the call out, booster offshore divert. Unfortunately, that means that we are no-go for the catch. As we said before, both the tower and the vehicle, as well as the operators on console, have been actively evaluating the commit criteria for that return to the launch tower. And unfortunately, we did not have a pass on those commit criteria. So we are no-go for tower catch.
And we did mention that we're constantly evaluating the criteria for catch. There's a lot of things that need to go well in order to line that up. Unfortunately, today we will forego booster catch today. But what you're seeing on your screen is ship currently making its way towards the Indian Ocean. Still looking good so far.
That was beautiful.
Exactly. So views
That was
there
amazing.
of the booster on the left-hand side of your screen, views of the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. Now, we said before that it was not guaranteed that we would be able to make a tower catch today. So while we were hoping for it, like we said, it was pretty epic on attempt 1, but the safety of the teams and the public and the pad itself are paramount. So we are accepting no compromises in any of those areas.
What's kind of crazy
Exactly.
is
And
how
we're
fast
still
they
going to
up
get
into
a lot
space.
of good
Jesus.
flight data with booster
amazing.
even, but especially with ship. Again, we have an additional objective today to do an in-space relight of a Raptor engine, which again will help us set us up for being able to do deorbit burns, which is
Ship chamber pressure is nominal.
which is important for orbital flights. And what you're seeing on your screen is a view from Super Heavy as it's making its way back down to Earth.
Oh,
Yeah, once again, we are attempting an offshore landing of the Super Heavy booster. So we have seen this before. And it is still very fun to watching it come down for a soft splashdown
all right.
off the Gulf Coast of Texas. We can see it there re-entering. We saw earlier those grid fins. There are 4 hypersonic grid fins. Oh, we can see that the landing burn has begun on the Super Heavy booster.
And same pattern, 13 engines will light, gone down to 3 just as we expected. And what an incredible view of splashdown that we got today. Super Heavy.
I can't believe
I'm
that.
sure the buoy cam views will be
Holy
pretty awesome
shit.
once again. So we'd like to confirm a water landing once again for the Super Heavy booster. Congrats to the SpaceX team for making that milestone as well.
Easter
Now,
Sunday,
ship
it's you use
continues
it.
to look good. We can see that it is, while all of that was happening, the crowd here in Hawthorne continuing to react to all these amazing views that we're getting. The next milestone is
Starship is in terminal guidance.
great news there. Starship terminal guidance, referring to what we see here on our screen, the upper stage, at about 8 minutes, 35 seconds or so, we have ship engine cutoff, which will be the cutoff of the
Good to see you, Stone.
Raptor engines.
Thanks for coming by, buddy. So what are we doing here?
We can see on our screen ship giving us some incredible views brought to us by Starlink. This view is also very interesting because we can see basically the receding tile line that we referred to earlier, where we mentioned we have removed a number of heat shield tiles in order to test out and push the envelope on the ship and demonstrate what its capabilities are.
Ship engine cutoff.
And there we just heard call out for SECO, ship engine cutoff. Great news there. Everything continuing to look awesome for ship.
Full view looking aft on ship here.
Brandon, did you get rejected by Stone Reaper?
Oh my God, nobody wants to date.
You wanted free food again, didn't you bastard? All right.
Ship FTS is saved.
Saved? New word.
Nominal orbit insertion.
There's that call out we were waiting for. Confirmation of good orbital insertion for ship today.
It has been a very exciting afternoon so far. We'd like to send it back over to Dan, who can give us that live view experience. Dan, once again, are you okay after witnessing another Starship launch?
Yeah, totally fine. You guys have to be jealous. This is the only way to do this. This is fantastic. No, it was really cool to see it lift off 33 out of 33. Didn't go for the booster catch today. Initially, we were good, and then we tripped a commit criteria and did the offshore divert. So we went and did that water landing, as everybody saw. We'll dig into it a little bit more. But again, we've done it once. We've now done it twice. We're going to keep trying to do it, as this is just a core capability of Starship and what's going to make it so incredible.
I mean, you see that? 26,000 kilometers per hour. We need to get the Canadians in here to help us with that, 158 kilometers up in the air. Fucking amazing.
An in-space burn. We're going to light one of those Raptor engines, the sea level ones in the middle, just to help demonstrate that we can relight in that microgravity environment. Really critical for deorbit burns as we start to do some orbital missions in the not too distant future. And then following that, we'll see a ship entry, maybe a splashdown. As you guys said, we're really going to be pushing ship on this one. We're pretty much intentionally putting it in places where we expect it might not do so great. And all that's to try and help us learn, see if we were a little too conservative. And then maybe that opens up more capabilities for when we start catching
have a love story.
I'll check back in with everybody in a little bit. I'm going to tune in and watch the ship fly around planet Earth. And hopefully we see it re-entering in the not too distant future.
I think that's the sun right there. I'm pretty sure.
Thanks, Dan. Development testing, by definition, is unpredictable, which we saw with super heavy splashing down in the Gulf of Mexico today, but that is exactly why we test.
It's pretty funny.
As is standard for these tests, the area around the pad and along the flight path was cleared prior to launch, and we expect the road and beach to remain closed until further notice.
Yeah, testing development flight hardware in a flight environment is what enables our teams to quickly learn and execute design changes and hardware upgrades to improve the probability of success in the future. Please do not attempt to approach the booster in the water.
Please do not attempt to approach it.
Please, aliens, do not approach the aircraft, the spacecraft in orbit of the Earth. We'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And come down and get some cocktails in Texas, because that's where we launched this bitch. Oh, yeah, baby.
35 minutes or so while ship continues to coast before reentry. Now, as with previous flights, Starlink may enable us to talk to the ship through reentry with no communication blackout. Now, we are still testing Starlink during this phase of flight, so nothing is completely certain.
Yeah, so if we do have views, we will be sure to bring those to you live. And of course,
this looks like Sierra Nevada's rig, though. Did they send that one up? The reusable kind of shuttle looking thing? Out of
Louisville, Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
T plus 35 minutes.
Exactly. Views or no views, we'll see you back here at T plus 40 minutes for our coverage of Starship's reentry, flip maneuver, landing burn, and hopefully see a splashdown.
Oh, is that it? Let's watch some more.
Further away, you're only going to hear one or two as they're happening kind of so on top of each other.
Damn.
It might just sound like one big bang.
He's got Elon Musk's dick.
Close to the pad, most people at our distance, and further away, you're only going to hear one or two as they're happening kind of so on top of each other that it might just sound like one big bang. But as I said, that's something that's only associated with spacecraft being reused. We hear it with Falcon 9,
Texas, right?
Shuttle, and looking forward to hopefully hearing it today. Just a quick status check, though, we're about 85% full on ship, almost 2/3 of the way full on booster, continuing to count down about 13 and a half minutes, a little under that until we lift off today, but still looking good. I'll check back in with you guys in a few minutes. Back over to Jesse and Kate.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I think Dan said it really well when it really does hurt the brain to think that this is going to be the norm, that this is just the beginning. Every one of these flights is a step closer to a fully operational Starship that will take us beyond Earth orbit. And with our pace of rapid iteration here, the Moon and Mars are not nearly as far in the future as you may think.
Yeah, the Sierra Nevada one, though, is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
In fact, we're planning to send Starships to Mars as soon as 2026.
Which is when the next Mars transfer window opens, which is under 2 years from now. And you might be familiar with the Starlink logo, which you see there on your screen. It's an iconic representation of the Mars transfer orbit, also called the home and transfer orbit. This transfer window, or the time between the time when Earth and Mars,
but Mars goes backwards and shit, so it's crazy.
Mars are closest to each other, opens every 26 months.
What do you mean retrograde? What?
Only open for about 2 to 3 months at a time for a vehicle with Starship's power.
Lining up a launch to Mars is similar to how we...
Captain Krusty Sunshine is here. Hello. Rusty Ribes. Ian Blades is here, looking for a date with Brandon Trueblood.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah, the Easter Sunday, the Hard Rock Hamsters, what are they called? Hamster something? I don't know what they're... heavy metal hamsters, yeah. I ran across them one night, and it's like, heavy metal hamsters. That's what they are. Oh my God.
Launch to the International Space Station, where we timed the launches to match the station's orbit. If we didn't do this, we would need more propellant and more time to get there.
So the first opportunity we have to fly
clean my oven
Starships
here,
to Mars,
so.
we plan to go
There's
for
the
it.
Mars, yeah.
These first flight tests to Mars will be uncrewed and will test the reliability of landing in tech. If those landings go well, the first crewed flights will soon follow after that.
Right now, our flight tests are focused on proving out reusability of both Super Heavy and Starship. In 2025, we'll continue that focus while also potentially flying our first Starlink missions and demonstrate capabilities central to our role in taking astronauts to the moon as part of NASA's Artemis program. Starship will be used to land astronauts on the lunar surface on NASA's Artemis 3 mission, which will put the first humans on the moon since 1972.
One key capability.
Has it been that long? 1972? Jesus Christ. I remember the first one, 1968 or 69, whatever it was, July 28th, when the first step for man, all that. Yeah. I was watching it on television.
It will be the ability to refuel Starship on orbit, which
Probably Channel 2.
WCBS, New York.
you can see there on your screen, with a Starship prop tanker docked with a fuel depot. Next year, we're planning to test this capability by launching 2 Starships and having them meet up to transfer tons of cryogenic propellants. And when the time comes to land on the moon, Starship will link up with NASA's Orion.
Bunch of music. It's probably Musk's girlfriend, whatever her name is. She's cute, though. She's cute. Boys, I thought that was fun. I got to go clean my oven, so I will see you later. God bless. Let's check in again soon. Bye-bye.